What are some other things I can do to maybe buy time for people to get here? Mm. So, if you don't know me, which is a very possibility there, I have done pretty much nothing but YouTube videos. This is a celebration of our 100 subscribers, 101 subscribers, but now it's 100. I couldn't tell you why. I wish there was just a randomize button. Tell you what, that's not how you spell that. I am doing very good with the English language today. We're gonna go with 4, 2, 4 again, 4 again, 4 again, 2. Okay, we're gonna do 1 through 3 then, and go from there. If you're gonna be like that. 2. A bit sad that King of the Castle has stopped development. Yeah, I guess they can only do so much, but yeah. I watched Jabroni Mike play through this game. It is very funny watching him go overboard with being angry in this game. And when I heard him say that I want to see this game still doing things in a year, I just... Oh. Randomizer sure does love the totally not corrupt church. Yep! Grands are counts. Well, I would get the random number generator again, but you know exactly which one it's going to go for. How do I tell which faction I'm on? I know there's a way to do that. I don't think we can see it here. Oh, here we go. So yeah, if it seems like there's a lot of information all at once, don't worry too much about it. Like, Your Majesty, the first few years of your reign are the most difficult. You're new and unproven. The nobles of the council will scheme against you, hoping to kick you off the throne and put their own puppet claimant in your place. Not true, the counts are just vampire. Oh, I just clicked that off! Good! Good! The counts are just vampires with just very bad mood swings. Like, those fools couldn't scheme their way out of a paper bag! It's like, better kings than you have been toppled by their treacherous nobles, your majesty. To defeat their schemes, you must secure an heir and prove that you are worthy of the crown by completing an ambition. My question is this. When you die, how do you hope the kingdom will remember you? Well, let's see. I will trust all of you to definitely not try to throw me off of the throne in any way possible, because you are all very, very loyal vassals. Yeah, it feels like either farming or military would be the best choices. Yeah, I'll go with as the father of the nation. Interesting. Are you concerned for the welfare of the commoners, or are you just hoping for a favorable passage in the history books? I suggest over the next few years you focus on improving the kingdom's overall farming as much as possible. Once you have an heir, I will return to discuss how your ambition is progressing. Good luck, your majesty. Yes, for the commoners, of course! I hate the coast. All 3 of my games have ended in coast victory. I remember Jabroni Mike hating the North because they just kept winning and he never used them again. Your Majesty, I've scheduled your coronation to take place in a week's time. Like, shouldn't I be giving the orders now? Of course, Your Majesty, but to delay any longer would make the nobles restless. And when nobles get restless, they take their daggers and look for the nearest back. It's like, what if the coasts win this game? That would be a very interesting thing to happen. Nobody expects the coasts, especially when they're not here. Like, well, we wouldn't want that, I suppose. As is tradition, the council will decide what happens at your coronation. Like, what? But it's my coronation! Oh, this isn't an absolute monarchy, Your Majesty. Everything has to be run past the council to vote. Even this. Shall we call the nobles in? Do we have to? So this time we have to host a lavish parade with jugglers and fountains of wine, which will be expensive, but it will make everything more stable. B, we have invite foreign dignitaries to show off our wealth, which will put me in the poorhouse, I feel. Definitely not going to mention everybody else getting richer. For D, we have outdated tradition. There's no need for a coronation, which will just piss everyone off. And of course, C, we have throw the king in the river. A true classic. If everyone gets richer, no one gets richer. That is true. Along with that, I can also choose to veto something, so if I really do not want to be thrown into a river today, I can veto that. And I can also give the monarch vote, which marks my preferred voting option and gives it a vote myself. I am not going to do anything for right now. So, 2 nobles voted for inviting foreign dignitaries and showing off our wealth. I love being poor! Dignitaries arrive from all corners of Celestath, and it's only appropriate you show off. A trained eagle drops a ruby-encrusted crown atop your head as you stand on a golden podium. If you want someone to feel like a king, get that eagle. Wait, 1200, won't we have a bankruptcy event? I didn't vote for it. The odd crowd includes such influential figures as the Dukes of Sel, the Princes of Tavalin, and even a pearl bearer from Atish. Lucrative trade deals are struck at the evening's feast. How does the betting work for buildings, by the way? Yeah, vote a 9... Put all of your money in a building, and if it doesn't work out, it just wasn't meant to be. It'll definitely have the instructions once we get there. So, we can go over it at that point. Only the Grand Pensionary of Kurth is not in attendance. The Republic, after all, is fundamentally opposed to the very concept of monarchy. Now, why would that be? Why would anyone be opposed to one guy ruling everything? Now that you're the king, your first duty is to meet with the Council of Nobles. Your nobles hail from all across the kingdom. The wintry north, the desolate east, and of course, the scorching south. So we'll introduce ourselves to the chiefs of the north. Like, good luck in the days ahead, Your Majesty. You'll need it dealing with us lot. This is somebody who is a shill for the developers. An honor to finally make your acquaintance, Your Grace. May you escape the doom that befell your predecessor. And the grandees of the south. May the ninth god bless your reign, Your Holiness. I trust you will conduct yourself with honor and faith. In the land of traitors and alligators. Yeah, that does sound like the South. And with that, the introductions are done. The council hall immediately fills with raised voices as the nobles begin arguing with each other and demanding your favor. You sigh and sit back. Is this what the council is like? No wonder your father told you to avoid the throne at all costs. It's only going to be fun times. I can feel it. I can't wait to be the king of my incredibly loyal kingdom. Ernesto, the Sircam lineage, sinister southern firebrand stands bathed in sunshine, droning on as in a daze. A false pretender occupies the throne while my claim is ignored. Grandees of the South, this is a stain on our honor. We must not allow it to go unanswered. I changed my color to match my region, but it didn't update, I don't think. Yeah, it did. So, what is this thing that is definitely not going to happen? We've got Fervor. Ray's own farming. I think I like that. I think I like that, guys. The grandee claimant Ernesto has been chosen by the ninth god to be the next king. He has promised a first miracle. Food for all. To advance their scheme, the grandees must raise their farming to 5 or more in 4 seasons. I mean, they're kind of already there. That's generally how the first phase goes, isn't it? Just, here's a free phase, assuming nobody decides to fuck you. All of the Slammin' Choice 3 clan, the numbers are gonna mess with me. Sinister northern troublemaker stands precariously on a longhouse crossbeam, screaming like a fallen god. I would imitate that, but the last time I screamed, I had to lower the voice in the editing, and that still wasn't enough. Chiefs of the North, we all know I should be on the throne, not this imposter King Technature. How do we make that happen? Maybe I can scream in the other room? I know the microphone is gonna capture that. What's that? I can't hear you! I'm too busy screaming in the north! Subterfuge. The chiefs plan to replace the king's closest advisors with their own agents. First, they need to prove the current advisors are doing a bad job. To advance their scheme, the chiefs must lower stability to 4 or less in 3 seasons. I like stability, though. Mara of the Vampire Knight CZ dynasty, powerful Eastern chessmaster, leans delicately on a podium, whispering carefully. My fellow counts, in ancient times the East was its own proud kingdom. We can bring back those gays of glory. Yes! That's clearly what is on the screen. We can bring back those days of glory, but not while the false king Technature wears the crown. No, I'm still waiting on the gaze of glory. Unfortunately, I don't think that's gonna happen. We could go for more farming. Farming is a very cool goal to go for. And admittingly, it is like the highest thing you have, I guess. Of course, lowering something is an option, too. The Counts plan to induct the king into their secret cult and offer him immortality in exchange for the throne. First, they must reduce the power of the Eastern Church. Pretty based, honestly. To advance their scheme, the Counts must lower their fate to 4 or less in 3 seasons. We're not going to mention how 2 out of 3 people are already at their goal. Just not gonna mention that. Call for Unity is just either going to be something that never helps or is just... I feel like it would be too difficult to actually do that reliably. So we'll go with bribery. I feel like I'm not the only person who likes the bribery option. Now that you are king, you need personal protection. Why, I could plunge my sword into your heart right now, could I not? Please don't hurt me. You need an honor guard to keep you safe from such dangers, your majesty. Unfortunately, this is a political deletion. Deletion. But what about the Palace Watch? Hoorah! Don't make me laugh, your majesty. These tin soldiers can keep out the riffraff, But do you expect them to stand up to a warlock? Or a child of the Viper? Or me, for that matter? Aww. It's okay, Palace Watch. I still value you. What are my options? Well, each region offers a selection of elite guards. The chiefs with their most famous warrior heroes, the counts with knights of the Order of the Drowned Rose, and the grandees offer the fiercest battle nuns from the Sisterhood of Steel. Nuns with axes? Nuns with axes? Yes? The Palace Watch can keep away down south in land of traitors, rattlesnakes and alligators right away. Come away, right away, come away. That is an amazing thing to read out. Think carefully, Your Majesty. These guards' loyalties will be divided between you and their region. Of course, you could just hire foreign mercenaries. They're loyal to coin above all. Sisterhood, you mean the Brotherhood of Steel? I think the entire place needs to be destroyed in nuclear fallout before that happens. Well, let's see what everyone has to offer. Bearded oafs with axes and no manners. They'll get drunk and cause trouble in the palace. No discipline at all, and I can't guarantee they won't run off on some random quest. But they're honorable and, in a fight, unbeatable. The Eastern Knights? The Order of the Drowned Rose are highly respectable. They'll understand palace etiquette, but it's been years since they fought in actual battle. They mostly write poems these days. Poetry. Okay, but what if I was challenged? What the hell do they call that? Poetry slam? What if I was challenged to a poetry slam? They'd be perfect. Tell me about the Southern Battle Nuns. Challenged mentally? Maybe. Tell me about the Southern Battle Nuns. Terrifying warriors, and they've sworn a vow of silence, so at least they won't spill state secrets. But their faith and loyalty is to the church above all, even your safety. What foreign mercenaries do you suggest? A band of fearsome fighters from the Tatterlands called the Battle-Bitten Brethren. They specialize in bodyguard work, but they're costly. And hiring foreigners will betray a lack of confidence in our kingdom's fighters. I have made the only decision that I have available to me. I await your verdict with bated breath, Your Majesty. From the land of traitors, rattlesnakes, and alligators, the church. Well, everybody is doing pretty great, I feel, in terms of hating me. And that's going to change pretty quickly. Also, foreign mercenaries is just a bad idea. Not even because of authority, because I'm already poor as hell. Just print more money. That solves everything. I gotta be honest. I do love a good nun with an axe. Gotta go with the nuns. I will make the arrangements at once. The battle nuns arrive in the palace a few weeks later. They nod to you silently. Their solemn steel masks betray nothing, before filling into formation behind your throne. I mean, admittingly, I heard they're trying to get their farming as high as possible. Don't know why, though. Your Majesty, this year we will be holding the winter feast in my clan hall. It would be an honor if you could attend. If I don't retain any voice for any character that I try to, please don't hold it against me. I have the memory of a goldfish. Decline immediately. The Winter Feast? What's that? 10 days of drinking, eating, fighting, competing, drinking, singing, stamping, drinking, and drinking, Your Majesty. But will drinking be involved? All will take place at the coldest time of the year, as the snow buries us in. But you won't need to wrap up... But you won't need to wrap up warm. That's what the whiskey's for. The priest will perform rituals, of course? Oh, naturally. I mean, I'd like to, like, keep Defiance as low as possible. That'd be nice. Ha! I can't wait. The Winter Feast is a special time of year. You'll see. I hope that, the North has the best parties possible. I've just noticed that the North kind of takes up the North and some of the South, bit of the West here. It's a pretty wacky territory line we've got going here. Your Grace, heed my plea. The great tragedy of our time has befallen the East. Someone died? No, fuck that. You ran out of capes? Worse even than that, I fear. An order of once great knights has fallen into disrepute. It's the order of the Gossamer Shield, Your Majesty. They were once the greatest of the knightly orders to serve the counts. Their virtues were extolled by bards across the land, tales that would make a troll weep. But they've been brought low. They're working as glorified bounty hunters for the South. This is a stain of honor. This is a stain on the honor of the East. Your Highness, I think 20 Goodmen could defend you very well in case of an attempt to take the capital. It could be worth trying. Nonsense. Our military has suffered some setbacks recently, so we hired Gossamer Security to keep order. For a pretty penny, I might add. Should have picked military? Should have picked military. Gossamer Security has been solving the problems we want solved and kicking the buttocks we want kicked. Buttocks. Oh, is this one a copy pasta? Hi, I'm Saul Goodman. Did you know that you have rights? The Constitution says you do, and so do I. I believe that until proven guilty, every man, woman, and child in this country is innocent, and that's why I fight for you, Albuquerque. Better call Saul. Seventh, take us. Gossamer Security. How has it come to this? These are knights, not mercenaries, and they need reminding of a little thing called chivalry. Please, Your Highness, I beg the council to be reasonable. So we've got a lot of potential options here. I don't think I like that one. I'm gonna say no to that. So we have got recall the order and restore its courtly dignity. I have no doubt that the grandees will be pissed off about this. Stability will be affected. And trade will go down. We can also invest in Gossamer Security to help protect the South, which is also going to affect the treasury. I have a feeling I'm just going to be poor no matter what happens. Trade will go up. And we could just pretend none of this is happening. Your Highness, I say that you monarch... Oh, I have the chat slightly off, that's right. I say that you monarchs vote D and prevent money going down. The unfortunate news is that if two people vote for A or C, then money's going to go down anyways. But I count as a vote, so if it's a tie, then I would just get the choice anyways, wouldn't I? I think I like that. I'm thinking on it. I'm thinking on it. There is the possibility that there won't be 2 votes on anything either. It's a big risk-reward thing going on here. Let's get dangerous. We got the Chiefs. We got the Chiefs voting for A truly surprising twist there. Everybody just went to D. Everyone else just decided none of this is happening. Admittingly, a bit of a waste of an option, but still. It's okay, we can always revolt. You don't want to revolt. Revolting bad. The Order of the Gossamer Knights remain happy. Mercenaries in the south, why did I pause there? Enjoying the spoils of their labor. Slowly, the grandees rebuild their garrisons. But the counts are not happy. Some openly complain about you, and rumors start going around about your unwillingness or even inability to preserve tradition. Not a fan. Not a fan. Alright, so here's the auction. In order to bid on something, you type !fund whatever you want to bid on and how much you want to bid on it. Oh dear, the chat has turned into cavemen. Particularly scary cavemen. So, like, if you wanted to, I like that most of this is just something goes down. So, like, if the grandees wanted to raise farming here, they could put down !fund E and a random number off the top of my head, 600. So, the more money that you spend now, the less you're going to have later. So how badly you want to lean into that is up to you, and only the top 2 choices are going to make it. I am a man of science. I like science. I, too, like science. So, considering, what was it? I feel like the observatory, the aqueduct, and the it's just gonna come down to who is willing to put in the least money, isn't it? That's just gonna choose what doesn't get built. All of these are buildings that are bad for me, except for the aqueduct. So we've got the prison, which is going to bring my stability down, and observatory, which will bring the Count's faith down. Everybody has met their goal. I have been bugged by somebody for a sponsor. You can already tell that this is going to be a bad gag, because somebody as small as me is saying he has a sponsor, but we do have something to show, to bring the joys of food. In the twisty passages of your castle, you can avoid your advisors, the nobles, even the spy master. But there's one person you can't avoid. Your mother. Why haven't you found a spouse yet? It's been almost a year. Is it really that urgent? Of course. Don't worry, I'll take the liberty of finding eligible candidates. What is your preference? Men? Women? Or do you not mind? Women. Excellent. I'll send out messengers to the most influential noble families in the kingdom. Let's see what they have to offer. I think this is the worst voice I could have done. This isn't a Monty Python girl. This is just fucking... What is this? Your Majesty, a traveling bard. She says she has come to compose a song for you. Not just any bard, Your Highness. The best in all the land. Sally Six Fingers, they call me. A song, you say? About me? Why, of course. In fact, I have a tune and verse for all but ready. I have saved my best work for you, my king. All requires a subject. What shall I tell the masses of you? What would you like to inspire? I want friends. I will do so, Your Highness. Absolutely. Give me but a few weeks and everyone within the Crown Lands will know of your benevolence. Pray, I need but only a small payment of 500 gold for the time. A discounted rate for one as esteemed as yourself. Pay you? Don't be silly. I'm the king. Spend all your money. I'm sure nothing bad will happen. It's a good investment. I'm pretty sure that bad things will happen if I don't pay them. So, I'm just gonna go for the 500 and hope it works out. The Bard nods. Yes. The Bard nods enthusiastically and heads out to do your bidding. Unfortunately, Sally is a better salesperson than songwriter. She composes the song, yes, but it fails to capture the hearts of your people. You have her perform it for you, but it's abysmal. Nothing rhymes. There's no rhythm. She doesn't even pronounce your name correctly. I mean, that last one is kind of fair. This is what greed does to you. Just print more money. It's free. What could possibly go wrong? I thought one of the flags up there disappeared. It went down. This was definitely up here a moment ago. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. This simply can't go on, Your Majesty. These arch-boffins think they know everything, but they know nothing of the Nine Gods' wrath. Please, Your Majesty, we found a perfect site for an observatory high in the southern hills, but it's on Grandee Dude in very small Jort's land, and they refuse to let us build there. Good name. Such things are heresy! The stars are just as big and close as the Ninth God intended. Who put you up to this idea, I bet it was one of those counts like Vampire Knights. Sir Jortington at your service. So, we can choose to construct an observatory. 60% chance of success. Can try to find a different site. Forbid the construction of the observatory, which will probably make the grandees happy, which does nothing, and will raise faith, which would probably be the grandees' faith? Maybe? It's possible it could be the count's faith as well. Or we could just forbid construction and investigate the scholars' funding, which could be funny. I feel like no matter which one I do isn't going to affect much for what I'm trying to go for, or what anyone is trying to go for, actually, now that I think about it. Maybe the Count's faith would be affected. Something worth considering, I feel. But, personally, I don't think it would. Well, now D isn't an option for me, I think. I feel like it's supposed to be 4? Yeah, it's supposed to be 4 or less. I'm willing to believe that that wouldn't be enough faith to affect anything anyways. I'm gonna go for it anyways. This is very disappointing, Your Majesty. The grandees are standing in the way of progress. Don't listen to our counsel. The Ninth God will reward you for your dedication, I'm sure of it. Yeah, that only affected the grandees. Yeah. I was like 70% sure that that was the grandees. But Like, the counts were involved, so the possibility is there. The Pope's gonna come after you soon. Really could have, used that event after I, fund the treasury a little bit, I think. Tax the counts, they would probably use that as a possible excuse to rebel. So I'm just not going to do that. I think this is a good way to go right now. Well, you're getting a basic tax, so don't worry too much about it. Just, like, steal from a peasant or something. I don't know. I'm now in debt. What department? Why is the church's money being stolen when we have done nothing but support you? I'm gonna ask that you ignore this for now. Look, we had a big thing with wine fountains and shit. It was really great, but we need money. We need money now. So how about that winter feast? After weeks of leading your baggage train along perilous mountain roads, you finally arrive at the snow-swept clan hall of Chief Slammin' Choice III. Just print more, don't text us. The hall is crammed with all the chiefs of the north, sitting cheek to cheek along tables, groaning under the weight of food and ale. Welcome, your majesty, to my humble hall. Take a seat, grab a drink. It is customary at Winter Feast to exchange gifts with the host. What did you bring? Oh no, this is gonna cost money. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Do nothing? Yeah, that is possible. Sadly, that's gonna... I will revolt with the strongest army, so no pressure. Yeah. Only 2 defiance, yeah, but authority and stability are 4. And the game does tend to have a habit of throwing things that make life bad. I brought my champion warhorse. Then raise it. You just raise your authority. Just do it. Look at that beauty. A fine addition to my stables. Thank you, your majesty. Just raise authority, asshole. After that, the feast lasts long into the night. The fires roar, the bards sing songs of the old days, and a lake of ale is consumed. A couple hours in, you are... Kinda wish I had that a little earlier, but okay. Just be more assertive. What could go wrong? The chiefs appreciate how much you're getting into the spirit of things. They roar with laughter at your mumbled jokes. Someone claps you on the shoulder so hard your crown falls into your beer. As Winter Feast draws on and the snow piles up outside the doors, the mood in the hall turns raucous. I don't know how to pronounce that word. Your memory is botchy, but you distantly recall taking part in a contest, if I recall. At Winterfest, the chiefs challenge each other to various games. You soon find yourself facing Slammin' Choice 3 in... Oh, an axe throwing contest. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Probably wouldn't change too much. Because it's funny. Aren't you too drunk to be doing this? I love that it just gives off the impression that it didn't even bother a check. It's just, what the fuck are you doing? Bro. Bro, are you mental? Bro. None of them are good choices. I'm sober as a rock. You hurl the axe wildly, nearly decapitating a serving girl. Your next 6 attempts also miss the target. By the time victory is declared for Slam and Choice 3, the chiefs are glancing at each other with embarrassment. Just raise authority. The next morning, the chiefs are scattered around the hall, groaning and nursing their hangovers. You wake up in an even worse state. Sprawled on a table, your clothing disheveled. Even worse, your crown is missing. Which one of you fuckers drank my crown? My clown. Which one of you drank my clown? That is cannibalism. Which one of you fuckers drank my crown? I swear to God. Fortunately, Chief Slammin' Choice 3 comes to your rescue. He gets you washed and finds your crown before any rumors can spread. Thank you, Chief Slammin' Choice 3. Only the best. Hiding your embarrassment, you bear. I swear I can read. I swear to God I can read. You bid farewell to the chiefs and begin the long, perilous journey back to the capital. Just get glasses. You know, the funny thing is that, technically speaking, I do need glasses, but not for up close. I can read this just fine. It's when it starts becoming like 30, 40 feet away that I start having issues. I want to do a fishy wedding. We going fishing? Same here. Hello there, fellow person who also has problems seeing things far away. Who's porking the... No! Bad! No porking the fish! That's food! Your Majesty, the Archduke of Saul has invited you to his forthcoming wedding. Your attendance would help shore up relations between our two great nations. Egad, great nation? The Isle of Saul is nothing more than a nest of pirates and cutthroats! You know what that means! Fish orgy! We're gonna start having to ban fish from the kingdom if this happens. And I heard it isn't a proper marriage anyways. The Archduke is marrying a fish! The groom is a finfolk, one of the denizens of the sea. Perfectly sapient, and actually amphibious. Well, the church doesn't agree with a man marrying a fish. We mustn't legitimize this farce by allowing the king to attend. The porking the fish comment was real. Oh no. Oh no! Of course the king should attend the wedding. The king will not attend the wedding, but will send his warm regards. Condemn the wedding and sever diplomatic ties with the Isle of Saul. Let's hope the Archduke doesn't get Ferdinand. That would be preferable, yes. I have an idea. I want to go to the wedding. I want to see this man kiss a fish. Woman? I'm not sure on the details. Point is, someone's kissing a fish, and I demand to see it. You're not gonna let me kiss a fish? Guys, I don't think you understand what bribery is. Well, I did expect a blue vote for B. Dang. The vote wasn't completely split this time. Not enough money can be... I can't physically give you more! Must these regards be warm? Can't they be icy cold? I'll compose a polite refusal with accompanying congratulations. But it's a shame. This was a chance for real diplomatic progress. The Chancellor gets it! Guys! I surround myself with the most selfish nobles, I swear. When the common folk of the South hear about the Archduke's wedding, they're broadly supportive of the union. Public opinion turns against the overly strict church. Have you considered marrying the Chancellor? I have considered it, as a matter of fact. Yeah? Yeah, I feel like the Chancellor really listens to my problems and gives very good advice. He's a good Chancellor. And you know what? I'm not even into men, but for the Chancellor, I'd consider it. I have found 3 potential matches for you. 1 eligible young woman from each of the kingdom's 3 regions. Choose wisely. You'll be securing a powerful alliance. What if I don't want to marry any of them? Well, that's a decision that can wait until after you've seen them, isn't it? The Queen Mother is the most evil. Forcing me to marry these people I don't even know. Your mother leads you to the Great Hall where she arranged 3 portraits on easels. For now, each is covered by a cloth. Wait, I don't even get to meet them. There's no time for sentiment. You just need a match that benefits your station and suits your political needs. She whisks away the cloth from the first portrait. This is Hith, firstborn daughter of the Northern Slammin' Choice 3 clan. Apparently the other Northerners have nicknamed her Windspeaker. Can't imagine why. At least the other schemers don't force you to marry any of them. That's true. They might stab you in the back, they might slip you poison, they might promise you immortality, they might... Actually, that last one sounds pretty cool. But they won't force you into marriage. Even among the Northerners, she's made something of a name for herself as a fearsome warrior. People say she nurses a grudge, though. Hey, we won't stab you, only cleave you with an axe. We have standards. I didn't say that you specifically would stab me. I'm just saying that among the nobles, it could happen. Not interested. Next. This is Matilda, the eldest daughter of the Eastern Vampire Knight CZ dynasty. In her youth, she ran off and tried to join a circus. They found her in the end, thank the Ninth. She had a laboratory installed in her castle and spends most of her time there, conducting bizarre experiments. She's always planning something, they say. Schemes within schemes. Are you too good for my daughter? Hush now. We'll get to that. It's like, don't see what all the fuss is about, personally. And finally, from the south, Zenoveva, the eldest daughter of the dude in very small Jort's lineage, who should be purple, but whatever. She's reputed to have an ego the size of the sun, but there's nothing wrong with confidence, right? She's an obsessive gambler, a pastime frowned upon in the South. It's been the cause of some scandal. There are rumors that she's obsessed with avenging an old slight on her family honor. All of you need to stop being so petty. Don't like the look of her. 95% of all gamblers quit right before they hit big. That is true. Somewhere. I mean, if you don't marry the East, game-wise, they could marry. Revolt. Meant to say revolt there, right? Game-wise, they could revolt. But I do like that game-wise they could marry. That is indeed a true thing. It's like, what do you think? Of course, by picking a candidate, you'll anger the other regions, but you'll gain a lifelong alliance. I would revolt if I could, and I will consider that. I do want to have an interaction with the revolt mechanics. Might happen. I refuse to I gotta be honest, I do like a good, smart person. I don't like the schemes among schemes among schemes among schemes among schemes, but So the gambler. Wasn't it the South who had the gambling problem? Yes. Okay, yeah, no, I was thinking the Counts. Arguably partly because, you know, the Defiance is a bit too high for my liking. I'll make the arrangements. 98% of all kings quit right before they're about to hit big. That was 95% before. The Counts will be very loyal if you do, I'm sure. Yeah, probably. I'm sure they will have no reason to continue whatever scheme they're doing. Up in the north, Chief Slammin' Choice 3, fantastic name. I keep thinking it's going to be Slammin' Choke, is hosting a grand feast at his clan hall. The kingdom's on the brink of collapse, and the council is calling for the king's advisors to resign. That's not true. We got forced stability. If we want them gone, though, we need to increase the pressure. Once the king's in a weak enough position, he has no choice but to bow to our demands. No more interference, spy master. No more marshal or chancellor or treasurer. A whole new inner circle all made up of chiefs. For the next stage of their scheme, the chiefs must lower authority to 4 or less in 3 seasons. Game? Game, can you take me out to dinner before you decide on fucking me, game? Please? I'd like a nice spaghetti dinner first. This isn't a problem. Just raise authority. I feel like that's going to be a theme. That's going to be the theme of this game. In a tiny village far to the east, 2 counts meet in a derelict tavern. No one dares even glance in their direction. Just be more assertive. All we have to do is start chopping off heads. I feel like the chiefs could do this very well. Another priest left my estate today. He said there was no sense preaching to the truly lost. I've heard the same across the east. We are no longer trapped under the church's thumb. The coasts do make a neat guillotine. I forgot if that was a specific faction that does that or if it was random. But yeah, the guillotine event is pretty fantastic. Now we must not falter. If the king grows proud, we can offer him the ultimate reward, immortality. It was the coast, at least in my game. Yeah, it's possible it is just the coast, but I'm thinking it's likely that it's could be anybody. For the next stage of their scheme, the counts must raise authority to 5 or more in 4 seasons. Which is it gonna be? Which is it gonna be, guys? You can't raise what I'm really trying to lower. How nobles choose to vote is hidden from the monarch's view. I'm probably gonna figure it out anyways. After voting, nobles can change their mind and vote for a different option, or nobles must vote for their least favorite option. If you raise it to 5, the counts get their scheme, but if you keep it at 4 or lower, the north gets theirs. Choose your poison. Yeah. But you know what? It's gonna be funny seeing you fight over it. And you know who's gonna win? The grandees. They're gonna be the choice every time. My poison is purple. It's grape flavored. Oh, fuck yeah. I fucking love grape. I don't think I'm going to change any of these this time. They all seem kind of bad. Blue raspberry is better. You are clearly not a grape connoisseur. Your wedding to Matilda is naturally the talk of the kingdom. Nobles and peasants alike travel from across the realm to attend. For a week and a day, the capital is one giant party. It feels like you're the only one not taking part. Instead, you're getting ready for the ceremony. Soon enough, you're standing in St. Bertrand's Cathedral with Matilda at your side. Do you take this woman as your lawfully wedded wife? Just raise defiance. It'll be funny. Then I pronounce you king and wife. After the wedding, of course, there's a feast. And after the feast, a dance. Your new wife, Matilda, dances so vigorously that she spills wine all over herself. By the time you find yourself alone, it's past midnight and you've never felt more tired. Good God! I am so drunk! And yet somehow not drunk enough! Time for more wine! Servants, bring us the wine! Stop being stable. Collapse already. No. So what do you like to do in your spare time? Well, I've got a few projects that I'll have to tell you about one day. I'd love to show you my laboratory back home. Also, I'm drunk as shit. Well, what did you think of the wedding? Damn beautiful from start to finish, wasn't it? I had a whale of a time. Well, shall we go to bed together? No time like the present, eh? She swigs back the last dregs of her wine and leads you to bed. This is true. TOS? What's up, TOS? You can't do that? What's up? Stop winning. Stop winning. It's against the terms of service. Stop it! Your Holiness, Your Majesty, something most strange has occurred in the Ghost Sea. A new island has risen halfway between our shores and the Isle of Sol. The Finfolk raised it from the depths using their weird ocean magic. Fucking ocean magic. It's true, Your Majesty. The Finfolk raised the island to celebrate the marriage of the Prince of the Archduke of Sol. They will gift it to him on the day of the ceremony. I feel like there are a lot of benefits to porking the fish. This is terrible news. That island is of immense strategic importance. Did you notice that I just added a weird pause in the middle of importance there? I'd like to say I did that on purpose. We can't let it fall into Solish hands. What if we bide the island? We could try. Oh. Well, we can't sink it back down. Because I'm poor. Send the king to conduct secret negotiations with the Finfolk. Or send the Chancellor to seduce the Finfolk prince, sabotaging the wedding. The Chancellor. Pork the fish. You know what? You know what I'm thinking? Democracy in action. You can't vote for something that I vetoed! We could always just not vote out of protest. How do you think that's working? Vote? What do you mean vote D? There is no D! God, I am surrounded by fools! The fish might have a D option. They might. Good, now hop to it. I don't care what you offer them. Get that island! Preparations begin for your clandestine visit to one of the Finfolk's undersea villages. Your Chancellor has heard of magic reeds that allow the bearer to breathe underwater, but such a thing will take weeks to track down. At least that gives you time to prepare for your underwater visit. I can't believe you cock-blocked the Chancellor. The Chancellor is for me! You don't get them! Your Majesty, the Palace Watch are reporting that there's a troll downstairs in the dungeon. What's a troll? Violent, brutish creatures. I've no idea how one got into our dungeon, but we'd better do something about it. Someone on the internet. I'll deal with the monster before it hurts anyone. Let me talk with the troll instead. Your Majesty, I'm not sure that's wise. Oh no, it's Mom. Oh. You stride past her and descend into the dungeons. 2 watch officers stand guard over the troll, who's snoring in the middle of an empty cell. It seems to have torn a hole in the dungeon wall. Well, that's an issue. How did it even get in there? It tore a hole in the dungeon wall. Why is this an option? I say, wake up! You gesture and shout, but the patrol barely moves. How did it even get in here? Through the catacombs would be my guess. These dungeons all back into various tunnels and crypts. It must have made this hole on its way in. Poke it. What's the worst that could happen? Where are the catacombs? A maze of tunnels and crypts that crisscross this whole city. Impossible to navigate. Most who go looking for a tomb never come back these days. You! Poke it until it wakes up! Gingerly, the officers poke the troll with their long poleaxes. After a few rumbling grunts, one eye opens. It is an interesting design. I said interesting, not nice. Sup? So how did you get in here? Would it be funnier for me to do a typical internet troll imitation? Or to try a Scottish accent instead? Seduce the troll. No. I refuse. Internet troll. Stop suggesting bad advice! As your king, I command it! The council has voted. I'm already married. Fuck off. My head's pounding like a town bell. So I probably had a few too many Redeemist cups last night and wandered in here. I also agree on seducing the troll. That's the first thing you want to type in? Also, welcome. They aren't even in the game and they agree. I'm already married! What would my wife think? You have Monarch's Choice, right? We're at like 4 versus 1. Monarch's Choice ain't gonna do shit. She'd agree. Wherever here is. These are the dungeons of the Royal Palace. You mean to say that what I broke belonged to you? Sorry. Well, you need to fix the damage you did. If it's alright with you, your importantness, I'd rather just be on my way. I saw a good chance for phlegm and I took it. That's like an edit out of sound normally, but that was perfect timing, honestly. Well, good evening and all that. With that, the creature lumbers out of the room right through the hole they created and back into the catacombs beyond. Bro breaks into your dungeon, declines to fix the damage, and then leaves. What a champ. Honest to God, very Chad behavior. You order someone to patch it up, and then get back to your bed for some much-needed shut-eye. It's been a very strange night. Oh, I'm broke again! Man, I love being poor. It's such a fantastic state of mind. The prophesized Knight's Herald has finally manifested on Celestath, taking the form of a humble noble known as Ernesto, who hails from a farming town in the southern hills. Just print more money. That's another theme for this play, I think. Just print the money. Or so the grandees claim. Peasants all over the south are flocking to you, Ernesto. I knew you could do it. Praise be to the ninth. Praise be, but this is just the beginning. With him on our side, we will capture the minds of the common folk and lead a holy crusade against the false king. Inflation isn't real. Who invented inflation? Be careful with your typos. I'm going to read them exactly as I see them. Just bigger coins, of course. The people still need a push, however. With just the right amount of chaos, the peasants will take up arms and die for you. In the next stage of their scheme, the grandees much lower stability to 4 or less in 2 seasons. I think part of why I misspeak a lot is because I just don't normally talk this much. Also, this is Dune RP'd now here in the south. Could be. Admittingly, I don't know enough about Dune to give an accurate response to that one. I see. Okay, we're now going to get the obviously fake words. Let's get them out of the way. Pregante. Pregananate. Gregnat. There is kinda and crusade. Pregnante. How is Babi formed? So, we're all pretty much neck and neck at this point. I don't think Babi is formed through a tumor, but good guess. So yeah, everybody's pretty much neck and neck at this point. I can't help but notice that everything that everyone wants to change, has to do with none of their stats. We're just trying to fuck with the kingdom itself at this point. Oh no. The treasury is almost empty, Your Highness. Where the hell did it all go? I couldn't possibly say, Your Majesty. Perhaps you've been spending a little too freely. It's the evil British person. I'm not confident enough in accents to even attempt a British accent. Apart from raising taxes, we have precious few options. You could get a bank loan or sell off the crown jewels, or perhaps crack open some of your predecessors' tombs. Most were buried with piles of gold, or so I've heard. What about painting more money? Yes, this is my latest work of art. I call it, Please, Please, I Need This Now. How much would you like to buy it for? Paint some wooden coins and give them to the poor. That'll solve everything. They'll never know what hit them. I'm pretty sure printing money is going to be a bad idea. I didn't say to throw them at the poor, but that might be a good idea. No, when I say that, I don't mean literally hit them. You know what? Yes, let's throw them at the poor. Oh, that's going into the context collection. Easy 10K. What's the worst that could happen? Wow. You know what's wacky? Everything that's not the obvious wrong answer fucks me. Admittingly, you could just lower authority. Oh, the stability needs to be 4 or less. Oh dear. Oh dear. We're printing money. We're forcing inflation. The Royal Mint begins churning out new coins, allowing you to pay off several old debts. What could possibly go wrong? You are now $30 trillion in debt. Certainly possible. This is the USRP now. Your Greatness, excellent news from beyond the sky. As your Greatness knows, I'm an amateur astronomer. That's just me mispronouncing the word incorrectly. I have seen that a solar eclipse is on its way, visible from the north. We must encourage the kingdom to gather beneath the dark sun and experience this once-in-a-lifetime event. Didn't we build an astrology building? My memory is shit. My lord gave me a great stimulus, my lord be blessed. Spent it on a chicken, I did. A golden goose, if you can believe it. By the ninth nay, an eclipse is a warning from the ninth god. A sign that the kingdom has fallen to shadow. All the nobles start talking at once. Some are excited, some are horrified. All are very loud. So, we can increase faith, which will do nothing, and lower defiance. I assume that's going to be in the grandees only. We can encourage visitors to the north to witness the event, which will increase trade and defiance. Or, the sun-obsessed fools should focus on their land, not the sky! Which will raise defiance and farming. You can do whatever. Oh, wait, no. That's right. I'm focusing too much on everyone else that I'm not thinking of myself. Farming. Do it. Do it. Now. Do it. Protection would allow you to have an affair with the Finfolk without causing a child. I feel like it's not that kind of protection. Vote passes? I was thinking C anyways, but now I don't want to. What, because I want it? Your king wants something. You should consider their opinion and vote accordingly. That wasn't a bribe option. That was my vote. I was thinking that if there was a tie, then I could just force that. Oh god. The Chiefs duped themselves. Oh, that's great. I love it. Some of the Chiefs grumble that the Council isn't taking the impending solar event seriously, but even the grumpiest have to admit that concentrating on their terrestrial assets yields a decent bounty. He can't keep getting away with this! I love that I didn't even do anything, and somehow it's my fault. It feels like that's the game half the time. Somehow the blame shifts to you. Yeah, there's still one event somewhere, right? Visiting the Finfolk. Somehow Palpatine returned. What happens if you run out of wheat? Start eating grass, mate. The Finn folk send a stagecoach made from a giant clam pulled by seahorses. You equip. Do not pork the fish! You equip your magic breathing reed and hop inside. The clam carriage plunges back beneath the waves and you are whisked down into the murky depths. A few hours later, you arrive at an undersea citadel of kelp-woven huts. The prince meets you at a grand table formed of knotted coral. Tiny finfolk spawnlings swim around your legs as you sit. You should let them eat cake, of course. I was thinking of a bit, but there's no fucking way. Greetings, your majesty. We are honored to have such a prestigious visitor. This place is amazing. A whale passes overhead, momentarily dousing you in shadow. So you're here to discuss your ability to speak words weird? Letting them eat cake is actually a decision you can get. I'm not too surprised. So you're here to discuss my betrothal to Archduke Shomo and the island I'm giving him as a dowry. May I ask, why do you have to give him the dowry? Well, it's a very small island. The Archduke assured me it wasn't worth very much. After all, you surface folk have so much land already. More like fine folk, am I right, Awooga? We are not seducing the fish. We are not... Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Military. Actually, the island's worth a huge amount to us. Oh, really? How interesting. The Archduke told me differently. Oh god, I need the stability, though. I need the stability. I'm gonna keep diplomacy. That's probably the first word I intentionally said wrong. This new island could cause a war between your future husband and I. A war? Really? I can't risk that. It seems my betrothed has misled me about the importance of this island. Such deceit. He is not the man I thought him to be. I will have to call off the wedding. Thank you for clarifying things to me, your majesty. It'll be funny. Do not pork the fish! Why should I go so soon? Let's have a drink. The Finfolk Prince offers you bitter seaweed beer, which you imbibe through a complex underwater drinking mechanism. For hours, you and he swap stories and commiserate over the hardships of royalty. As the night draws on, you find yourself and the prince getting closer and closer. A touch on the knee, a stroke of the gills. Could you... Did I just accidentally select to fuck the fish? Did I just...
You know what that means? Fish!
Oh, it cut off too early. No. No. I'm no. No, 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 no. Oh, but the stability. The stability! The stability! No, I gotta think of the stability. I kind of... What if you got that app? There is no fucking way that the common people are going to, are going to look at me fucking a fish and go, yes, this is okay. Fish sussy, take that cursed word out of here. That is possible. He might give me the island. Oh. I have to consider, like, there's a couple of things at work here. One, there's the content, obviously. But two, I have to wonder how much of these is just lies. Like, I'm sure I would get the island, yes. Look, if your wife dies, you have a replacement already. I'm sure that she will be just fine. No, I gotta put an end to this. This has been very fun stalling for time, but I've got to put an end to it. You draw back and shake your head slightly. Of course, you should go. Go before we change our minds. That's it. We're rioting right now, bitch. We have a stability of 5, and it's about to go higher. Your clam coat spirits you back to the surface. As you wade onto the beach, you gasp for breath. Air never tasted so good. I love the absolute discourse that's just come from this. Congratulations, Your Majesty. I hear the wedding has been called off and the island has sunk back beneath the waves. The grandees are most pleased. See, grandees, I don't know why you're so upset. Look, your defiance is loyal. It's great. I love it. The grandees have never been happier. It is amazing how quickly I can change minds like that. Truly charismatic. We wanted His Majesty to get a taste of fish. Hold on to that thought. Real quick, like. That's right, it's time for another dumb bit.
You know what that means? Fish!
That's just the chat right now, isn't it? That's just been the chat for like the last 5-10 minutes. Is it auction time? I think it's auction time. So the stadium will lower military, which does nothing, and lower authority, which makes me sad. The library will raise stability, and the monument will raise authority, which also makes me sad. The deer park will lower farming, which will also make me sad. And the prison will lower stability, which will make me sad. There are a lot of options here that make me sad, I've noticed. What would make you happy? Not the deer park. I feel like I have nothing to worry about with the deer park. Because nobody cares about farming right now. But the authority and the stability. Yeah. Well, ultimately, I don't really have much of a choice in the matter. Yeah. We should start the auction. I'm just stalling for time at this point. But the things I'm thinking of is like either the theater, the monuments, or the prison is going to be the thing that's going to be up for debate. Alternatively, everybody could decide to fuck the grandees further by going for the library. Yeah, stability is fine as is, but it would be funny. Alright, so what do we got here? What do we got? What do we got? Got nothing's up for funding just yet. Just in case anybody hasn't caught on to it, the auction has started. Well, we have 10 seconds left. Oh, we got 250 to the monument. Fucking sold. I'm just going to mention, I did say at the 30-second mark that it was happening. I'm surprised at the lack of anything going on there. Alright, well, we got a monument, which raises my authority, which, you know, if I have to pick a poison, I'll take the poison that does have a benefit to me. Magical request? A wizard calling himself Scrampton keeps sending these dreadful letters. They smell of rotting fish. They smell of rotting fish and dissolve into seawater as soon as they're read. He demands access to the north on the day of the eclipse. He will use the power of the darkened sun for some special magic. But wizards are trouble. Call me crazy, but I have a feeling I'm not going to be able to keep that 10,000. So we got paying the chiefs, which is going to reduce defiance. Admittingly, not the worst thing. Let Scrampton do whatever he wants, which has a stability check. And force Scrampton to pray for the privilege of using the Eclipse's power, which has an authority check. Which is 40% for some reason. Personally speaking, I'd prefer B. I feel so strongly about B, I'd like to see, I wouldn't mind a bit of a bribery. Just throwing that out there. I think that was a good time to fold, yeah. I keep forgetting that I want to keep the Twitch page on here. You inform the people of the North that Scrampton is not to be hassled under any circumstances. Authority up? Yes. Though many peasants are nervous, others are intrigued. As Scrampton travels to the north trailed by brine and moldy seaweed, he gains quite a following. At a safe distance, of course. Meanwhile, the eclipse approaches. Just raise authority. It's not hard. Ah, Technature. I've come to ask for a favor. I recently purchased a very rare reagent for one of my alchemical studies, a small vial of Tauren frankincense. Lamentably, it's been delayed. I was buying it from Grandee Dude in very small jorts. What is a jort exactly, now that I think about it? It'd be a great favor to me if you could chase it up on my behalf. Jean shorts? Got it. I'll look into it. Most pleasing. Let me know how you fare. You summon Grandee Dude in very small jorts to the council chambers the next day to talk in private. Greetings, Your Holiness. What can I do for you? I need to buy a small vial of Tauren frankincense. Oh, you've come on behalf of your wife, haven't you? Alas, I cannot give you the frankincense just yet. I've led to believe that it was used in a holy ceremony, as it is regularly down in the south. But recently I've heard disturbing rumors that your wife wants to use it to conduct devilish rituals and experiments not sanctioned by the ninth god. Right, because they hate science, right? Science bad. Until I am convinced that this isn't the case, alas, I cannot hand anything over for fear of invoking the wrath of the ninth god. Would some extra coin persuade you to part with it? I'm afraid I cannot be bribed, Your Holiness. Frankly, I thought you to be above such tactics. Throw him in the dungeon anyways. The frankincense will only be Seduce the... Oh, wait, that's not an option. Nope, no seducing here. The frankincense will only be used for holy rituals. You have my word. Very well, your majesty. I shall take you at your royal word. Matilda receives the frankincense before week's end. She is most pleased with it. Unfortunately, the grandees are quick to find out the truth, and just what your royal word is worth. News of your wife's heretical experiments spread far and wide. Faith plummeted! Fuck the church. Church people are too upset over this. Very, very amazing. About your heir. Your marriage to Matilda has grown strong and steady, like an old castle wall. Though it began as a political arrangement, it's blossomed into something like love. And I bet this would not be the case if I did not do that other event first. That's why I did that event first. Happy wife is good wife. It's high time you thought about an heir. Congratulations, wrong cat. Right, mother. Best wife. Wait, no, that's not what that says. That says best waifu. I don't know what a waifu is. Congratulations are in order. The royal wedding was a magnificent affair. I'm pretty sure that she changes every time that she comes on screen. The voice. I'm very happy, thank you. Your happiness isn't as important as fulfilling your duty to the kingdom, but I'm glad you've found a way to have both. You've done well so far, but something's still missing. An heir. You need someone young whose loyalty is assured. A child of your own would do the trick, even if they're a bastard, or the youngest of your many cousins. I mean, things are going great. Might as well have a child. The traditional method. No one will object to that. I'll arrange for you to take a month off from ruling so you can get down to business. And defeat the Huns. Yes, and defeat the Huns. Or no, it's to defeat the Huns. Deep in the south, a grandee paces along the balcony of his hillside villa. It's just not enough. The peasants love Ernesto and believe the miracles, but they won't rise up to put him on the throne. Take heart, grandee, we are at the threshold. The peasants need only a small push. If only we could engineer that push. The grandee's aim is to lower stability to 4 or less. But wait, there's more. Someone else is getting fucked. Up in the north, Chief Slammin' Choke 3 has gathered his fellow plotters for a hike through the mountains. I refuse to correct that. The council demanded a shake-up, but the king resists all calls to replace his advisors. Well, there's little we can do as long as the king holds out, but something tells me his position is not as strong as he thinks. The chief's aim is to lower authority to 4 or less. Bribe us. Look at all that money. Yes, all 10,505. Surely that will not go away. You printed enough money that it doesn't matter. How can it? We grandees are loyal with or without money. You see, I like Sir Cam's attitude. They're very, very cool. I'm not. Can we ban that guy real quick? I'm just saying, us purple are the only ones that won Defiance. You bring up a good point. Hopefully something will happen where we can increase the money, because I'm like 90% sure we're not going to hold on to that 10,000 for anything. Your Highness, do you wish for my money? I would like to just print more. What could go wrong? Outprint the inflation? I don't know if it works like that, but we can certainly try. So who's prying their eyes out? Your Grace, you're of course the greatest king of the century. Is there something you're after? Your Highness, I seek only to tell you the truth as I see plain. But your power, it could be even greater. Death comes for us all. But what if it didn't have to? What if you could be the greatest king for all millennia? Well, I don't know if that's even possible. There you may be wrong, Your Majesty. I happen to possess some knowledge that may interest you greatly. There are opportunities beyond what any of us had imagined. If you are strong enough to take them, I can arrange more meetings so that we may discuss this matter further. The door bursts open. Ah, so he got to you first. No matter. The Counts have agents everywhere, and they've been building up your strength, but there's something more sinister afoot. Their ultimate aim is to recruit you into a cult of immortal blood drinkers. What a tale! All we want is to help the king! Is this true? Of course not! This is heresy of the highest order. The council must know. Vampires? No. Look at all the mirrors in my home! I love mirrors! And using them! So our choices are to force the monarch to officially refuse the cult. Prevent the count from seeking a private audience with the king, or leave the counts to their business. I mean, obviously, the majority of the people here are not going to vote for C, I feel. And honestly, I feel like it would be funny to make it so that even the counts can't vote for C. I think that would be very funny. I guess it's not surprising that Blue went for A. It's kind of the smart thing to do, honestly. And the Counts appear to be refusing to vote out of pure spite. Yeah, thank you. You're not invited to the fish orgy now. Oh no. What am I gonna do? I'm not allowed to participate in the fish orgy. Guys, we all know what's going to happen at the fish orgy, okay? I'm surprised no deaths have happened yet. Yeah, we got a surprisingly clean run so far. The nobles leave you no choice. You sign a statement. I thought she was talking. You sign a statement saying you're not interested in immortality. Not one bit. Immortality rejected. Living forever? That's for nerds. Wait a minute. This is just the Count episode. Good news, Your Grace. The new observatory has already made some exciting discoveries. We've even started working on a second equatorial room. Though there is a small problem. While digging more foundations, builders found bones in the rock. From the size of the things, the beast they came from must be larger than the observatory itself. Like a giant, spooky, scary skeleton? Boning? No! No. Get your fucking mind out of the gutter, okay? Just no. We're no boning. Like a giant, spooky, scary skeleton? Fish. Guys, just tell me. You just want me to stop right now and turn on a fishing game. It's all you want. It's all you've ever wanted. What has this kingdom come to? Well, no, what has this kingdom done to? But yeah, what has this kingdom come to? To, as in this and also the... I'm I can be a nitpicky asshole sometimes. Like a giant, spooky, scary skeleton? He lowers his voice. The builders are saying that it might be a... you know... a flying reptile. No one dares say the name these days. It's been 700 years since a dragon was seen in the kingdom. And back then, it was catastrophic. Seduce the dragon. That's your answer to everything. Carry on building. Who cares about some fossils? Carefully excavate the bones. And don't mess with the dragons. Abandon the observatory entirely. Here's what I'm thinking. We could lower faith even further. Because... why not? Has anybody noticed that there's been, like, no chances to raise farming? I think we had one chance to raise farming. Give me money and I'll vote for B. You know what that means! Glad we can work things out like this. Yeah, I'm happy when we as king and noble can work things together. Apparently the chiefs really want the counts to revolt. The vote split. I gotta be honest. That giant dragon fossil right in the center of the castle. It will really tie the room together. If you uptrade, you give more money to the counts. Don't you get bribed no matter what if you vote for that option, though? I mean, I'm voting B anyways, but... yeah, okay, so yeah, me selecting this one doesn't matter. Builders dig the bones from the rock. Soon, the huge bones are revealed. As visitors crowd the site chance to see them, trade picks up. Merchants set up stalls peddling hastily written pamphlets on dragon bones, much to the chagrin of the astronomers. Astronomers. But despite the rise in tourism, some eastern locals are superstitious, treating the bones with fear. Some refuse to approach the building at all. Sissies. Meanwhile, in somewhere else in the Count's territory. Your Majesty, we are having terrible problems in the east. The people have lost faith in the ninth god, and churches are being left to crumble. I swear one of the options lowered authority. I don't know how to pronounce that one. No, just defiance? Yeah. Every time I point out a spelling mistake, someone gets mad. The people have lost faith in the ninth god, and churches are being left to crumble. Yeah, the Counts kind of don't give a shit about religion. They just want to they just want to do slam poetry. But without priests to perform the rites, the dead are rising as ghouls from their abandoned crypts. There have been 9 attacks in the last week alone. Religion might be important in this universe. I mean, you know that there's fucking wizards and shit. It makes sense. Plant some pea shooters and sunflowers. I get it! And some walnuts. Can't forget the walnuts. What's a ghoul? A restless corpse seeking vengeance upon the living. Ghouls can be raised by necromancers, but may arise naturally when a recently dead body is forgotten by its family and left unattended by priests. What if they're not forgotten by their family for what if they're forgotten by their family for reasons that are completely not their family's fault? Like, they're also dead. We must remind the Eastern folk that they are lost without the night to protect them, especially once they've passed. Like, yeah, that's why the priests are there to keep watch over them, but still. The bonk choi will mess them up. What the Sigma? You dang kids and you darn slang and you... What about one grandpa who's so old he forgets his family? Yeah, that's also a thing that's like, you know, dementia. It's like, oops, I have dementia. Guess my I almost said grandchildren like a dumbass. I guess my grandparents are just gonna rise from the grave. Hate when that happens. So we can send more priests to the east, which means that the counts may have a world record defiance of 2, maybe 3. Man forgets dementia, remembers everything. We could cremate the bodies in the east instead of burying them, which will fuck over the grandees further. But will also lower authority, which may be a good thing right now. Will also lower faith even further. We could hire adventurers to eradicate the ghouls, which will cost money. I do know how much you guys love making me spend money. Will increase stability, which will also, again, fuck over the grandees. And we could employ the ghouls as a source of cheap labor, which due to the trade in the East, has a 70% chance of not going wrong. I'm thinking if we hire adventurers, I could probably tax the shit out of everybody for like a turn or two, maybe. Dragon skull on your mantle, zombie army, a regular necromancer king. If D passes and works, it still loses a 30. A 30 what? Meant stability. Yeah, I kind of don't want to lower stability. But B lowers authority. Sounds like lies and slander against the zombie army. It feels like we could have a good chunk of time spent just debating amongst ourselves. Like an actual council. Personally, as much as it'll cost me money, it will also raise farming, which I really, really like. So I personally want to vote for eradicating the ghouls. But the East, yeah, that is a problem, unfortunately. I think I'm just gonna have to race the counts to the finish. Yeah, that's not too surprising. We could keep them both at stage 2. Oh, I admittingly don't know how viable it is to keep juggling authority. Authority goes down, authority goes up, authority goes down, authority goes up. I feel like that is not viable. Okay, you know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. Here's what I'm going to do. Chiefs, counts, shut the fuck up. Grandees. Sir Cam. You're the kingmaker in this situation. Which choice would you want? Just consider nothing else that's been said. I would prefer B because it stops the E scheme and gives a greater chance of winning for you. Alright, B it is. But But burning bodies goes against our holy teachings. Fires for heretics and demons. You'll regret this. Pagan as it may be, the practice of cremation does prevent ghouls from rising in the east. But from that point forward, the Archbishop undermines your authority at every opportunity. I think, like, no matter which choice it was, the Grandees were just not going to be able to get stability down further. But yeah. That's it for the season. We're done. The gods have finally answered our prayers, my friend. The council that demands that... Yeah, it wasn't viable at all. The council demands that the king advisors resign, and the king is too weak to resist. Our replacements are waiting in the wings. Admitting, like, you know, I could be like the biggest dickus around and just say this is all Sir Cam's fault, but it ultimately was my choice to listen to that. But being an asshole is so fun, so it's Sir Cam's fault. Once our advisors surround the king, we'll have complete control of what he hears. We can shape his reality. If we delayed the East scheme instead of lowering authority, yeah. Yeah. I feel like that fucked us pretty hard. We'll treat the king like a mushroom, keep him in the dark, and feed him dung. Joke's on you. I love shit. Yum, 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 yum. Delicious. Why do I feel sick? You got it. The question is, what should we do with this control? I feel like no matter which choice the Chiefs go for... Oh, right. Stability is 7. Oh, no. I have to go out, and I need to get as many people watching me as possible. And I need to kick a peasant right in the nuts. Just right in the nuts. The nicest guy possible. That should have fucked over stability a little bit. It's another contest between Blue and someone else. We'll turn the king into our powerless little puppet. Dance, puppet, dance! If you lower stability too much, the others can revolt to try and win. That is true. However, currently, Defiance is at a maximum of 2. And if a revolt is going on, it blocks you from winning. Right. Sometimes it's scary how much you get into this, but it's a great plan. What now? Now the kingdom must return to prosperity, and we'll ensure we get all the credit. The council will see this as a demonstration of our competence. They'll insist on sweeping out the old guard, and at that point, we'll win. For the final stage of their scheme, the chiefs must raise stability to at least 9. Guys, you know what to do. There's 2 ways to prevent Blue from winning, guys. And preferably, I want it to be through raising farming as much as possible. While playing a game of chess in an Austera. Yes! Now I am making up the typos! While playing a game of chess in an austere castle, 2 counts of the East discuss their schemes against the crown. By the blood of the dead, the king must get a grip on the kingdom. We can't allow him to join our secret society of immortals when he can hardly keep the crown on his head. The counts aim to raise authority to at least 5. It's going to be a wacky balance game of me trying to keep authority low without going to 0, and keeping stability low while working with Defiance. It's going to be a fucking bloodbath. +1 stability if more than 50% nobles vote for one option. That seems like a good idea. You know, I'm looking at what everybody is saying, and they're talking about how bad reverse voting is. So, I'm gonna go for that. Alright, let's pull the bandage off. As you ordered, Your Majesty, the Royal Mint has churned out thousands of new coins using cheap gold-like metal. The treasury is technically replenished. I sense a but coming. But it's also devaluing the currency across the kingdom. A loaf of bread costs 100 times what it used to. Something needs to be done. If this gets worse, our currency will be worthless. Just print more! So there's nothing wrong with this. Let it continue. Which will lower stability, lower trade, lower farming, raise defiance, and gimp the treasury. Adopt an entirely new currency and declare the old one illegitimate. Illegitimate? Yes, that's the word. Will increase defiance, lower everybody's personal wealth, lower... fucking make me poor again. And lower stability. And adopt a foreign currency will lower stability, lower authority, raise defiance, and make me poor. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like my odds here, guys. But I see something that lowers farming, and you know what that means. This can't continue. The other ones are also very painful types of nail ice cream sundaes. The question is, do we want iron nails or copper nails going straight through the roof of our mouth? Personally, I would prefer B because that's also going to lower authority. Which, if it goes much lower, could be an issue. Oh yeah, and everybody will hate me more. No matter what happens. Well, if I'm gonna be poor, I think I'm gonna drag everyone down with me. Predictably enough, everyone, absolutely everyone, from the lowest peasant to the highest noble, is outraged to find their money is suddenly worthless. I mean, who could have seen it coming? The resulting chaos makes buy box difficult, and fraud is rampant. Riots consume every major city. Ooh, no! Oh, no! Oh! Hey, you know that part where I said, kicking someone in the nuts? I did not mean me. Oh, man. We need to, gotta do something about everything. Oh, no. Yeah, the only positive thing here is that we have 2 events to, potentially fix this blatant problem. In the capital, the solar eclipse does little but make the day a little gray. In the north, it's a different story. Your Majesty, it was glorious! Scrampton stood beneath the dark sun. When he stretched out his arms, he was engulfed in a tornado of salt water, but just stood there and laughed. In the end, the water vanished and more shells and coral erupted from his flesh, but he drew oyster pearls from the earth with a mere nod and handed them over as a reward. See, you've got money! I don't know why you're so upset at me. You've got money. Everybody wins! Right? That's not all. Scrampton has set up in Calibur's tallest church, saying it's his new tower for his experiments. It's sacrilege! Which is why I should be king. Hush now. Your Majesty, we should handle this carefully. Scrampton will cause more trouble if he's in a bad mood. I suggest we trick him into leaving, perhaps with a juicy rumor about the magic city of Sarkhan. Ninth preserve us, we don't even know if that would work! I just want some of that treasure those chiefs got from the damned wizard. Putting money above faith, very Very not cash money of you. So we can send troops to chase him away, which will affect Defiance in different ways. I presume the Chiefs will go up and the Grandees will go down. I presume the Grandees get money and Faith will go down for some reason. Order the Chiefs to compensate the Grandees for the magical damage. Again, gonna probably piss off the Chiefs. Money exchanges between people. Farming will go up, which I admittingly do like, but stability will go down. Or use Guile to appeal to Scrampton's vanity and lure him away, which is a straight up 30%. Being king is hard. I think I'm willing to bribe for B. I think B will increase Chief's Defiance. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. A, I think, increases Defiance for them. B probably also does that. C is like the only thing that doesn't increase their Defiance as far as I'm aware. Well, that's a waste of an order. Bribes are bad, he says, now that he has all the money. A also gives you money, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of why I didn't want C at all. Yeah. Unfortunately, the soldiers come down with a nasty case of drowning on dry land. Excuse me, the fuck what? The Grandees are furious. Still, the Chiefs praise your even-handed way of dealing with the situation. They even send you a little gift as a treat. It's wizardry. I ain't gotta explain shit. Okay, so I clearly misread the situation. It's the Grandees that are going to be upset. Not the North. I've been wrong before. Scrampton remains in the Church of Calibra for weeks. The peasants nearby report foul smell of rotting fish and oily brine oozing from the building foundations as he conducts his grisly experiments. Eventually, once whatever hideous concoction he's been working on is complete, he disappears as suddenly as he arrived. No one dares go near the church, and it falls into a nasty-smelling ruin. I mean, the Chiefs have higher military anyway. That is true. Think I need to rejoin. No, what happened is that the vote was already over, and it was waiting on me to pick an option. Fear of bones? Was it a bad idea to keep the dragon? Your Highness, it's the reptile bones. The people are terrified that fire will descend upon the east. They're afraid of skeletons again. These fools could take matters into their own hands and destroy the observatory if we're not careful. Rebury the bones out of sight, out of mind. The Count should offer the peasants a bribe and move the bones to an eastern vault. Guys, am I fucked? I think I'm fucked. I feel like this is just going to go very, very bad. Also, the stability competition between the Chiefs and the Grandees is not happening at all. This isn't nearly as funny as I had hoped. Personally, I would, I would rather, what would I rather have? Yeah, anything that, keeps stability would be nice. Oh, you want the counts to bribe the peasants? Oh, good idea. Must we give our hard-earned gold to these fools? Despite his grumbles, the council has spoken. The counts hand over the cash to the villagers, who are greatly reassured. Stability is now teetering, which means, well, nothing specifically. The south swells with a sudden influx of devotees from across the kingdom. They've come to see the Knights Herald Ernesto in action. In the picturesque town of Cavana, the Grandee's holy claimant delivers a speech to raucous applause. Two figures stand in an alcove nearby. If our army were strong enough, we could take the palace by force. A crusade! Now that sounds promising, though I suggest we leave it up to the Ninth God. Surely he will intervene on Ernesto's behalf. So, launch a holy war? Or pray for a miracle? Both of those are kind of high, admittingly. Wait, there is no C. What's going on? There we go. Kind of the smart choice, really. Let us join in prayer, fellow grandees. The end of King Technature's illegitimate godless rule is upon us. Our claimant, Ernesto, is poised to take the throne and usher in a new golden age. We need only wait for a miracle. It's okay, not everyone can read. For the final stage of their scheme, the grandees must raise their faith to 8. So, kinda... I think I'm deciding that I don't care if authority goes high enough for the counts to proceed. I'm starting to think I don't care about that. Yeah, it would be so cool. It would be so awesome. It would be so cool if you saw I was a great king and you didn't rebel. There's no rhyming here. This song kinda sucks. Let's just move on. So we've got, is my heir finally available? Your quest for an heir is finally complete. You stand before the council holding a small child in your arms. Should I die, I ask that my crown be passed down too. The council hall is filled with nervous silence. We're just gonna, random number generator this shit? Because the last time I flipped a coin, I nearly lost it. Son. The assembled nobles break out in polite applause. By designating an heir, you've cemented the stability of the kingdom. Your Majesty, may I be the first to congratulate you on the birth of your son. What is his name? Technature II. Truly original. How exquisite, Your Grace. I'm sure little Technature II will grow up to be a chip off the old block. Congratulations on finding an heir. Now you just need to fulfill your ambition to win the game. Expect a visit from the Spy Master soon. How soon? How soon? Please. So, I guess it's not too big of a deal that the, counts might want to rebel because they can't. Because I got a child. Your Majesty, grim tidings from the Eastern Observatory! Northern visitors came to see the extraordinary bones and marvel at our good Eastern bravery in putting them on display, but then there was an accident. Part of a wall exploded by the group, right next to the bones! I'm afraid Chief Slammin' Choice III perished in the flames. Mother of Mountains, what? He was my friend, and this is your fault! I demand justice! Somehow, the blame goes to me. So, we can force the counts to compensate the chiefs, which is going to put us right back where we started at the beginning of this. We could destroy the bones and the observatory with them, which will probably, decent chance it's also going to do that, but now faith is down. Or we can put up an ornate memorial to Chief Slammin' Choice III beside the observatory. You know, it's going to be Chief Slammin' Choice III the second. That's going to be a mouthful. Don't question it. Yeah, that might be the best way to go. So yeah, I'm pretty sure A is counts get upset while the chiefs get happy. B is probably also counts get upset while the grandees get happy. And C is defiance goes down and trade goes up. But lordy lord, where no one's gonna get paid. Yeah, this might be the picklest pickle I've seen in a while. It's admittingly not too surprising that the counts want the grandees to be upset. Or not the grandees. Want the grandees to, Wait, I think I broke my brain here for a second. Yeah, sometimes I just get in a random, sometimes my mind just adds too much information and I just start sitting there and start doing nothing for like 10 seconds. The counts probably want the grandees to revolt to delay. Yeah, that is possible. Probable, even. Right, I'm choosing now. I'm deciding how I'm going to, I think I'm just gonna bite the bullet. We're just gonna go down to just barely enough to pay. A wonderful idea. A tribute to Chief Slammin' Choice 3's memory. As long as it doesn't cost us any money, says the ghost. The explosive tale spreads through the east and beyond. More visitors flock to see the memorial and marvel at the fossils nearby. Thankfully, there are no more deadly accidents. Ah, the deceased? Let's talk about the deceased. The elderly Grandee Dorinda, a cousin many times removed of Grandee Dude in very small jorts, died in her sleep last week. She was nearly 90, would you believe? A better end than most of us get. Indeed, your majesty. She stayed at home in the south most of the time, enjoying herself. But she could have spent more time on her accounts. She died without a will, and the nobles are scrabbling for her estate. Grandee Dorinda was my relative. I wrote to her at least once a year. Of course the estate should be mine. My late great-grandfather used to play backgammon with her. He swore she intended to leave it to our family. By all that is holy, that is a pitiful claim. Faction war? Give the estate to the grandees, which will probably give them wealth and will give me a 5 times the amount of money I currently have, if you can believe it. Give the estate to the counts, which is the same thing. Redistribute the estate among the peasants, which will probably piss off both of them. Or claim the estate for the treasury, which will give me a lot of money, but will probably piss off both of them. Doesn't the kingdom need the money? Not as much as I need people not trying to stab me in the face with a pike. Please do not stab me. It's just a prank, bro. Just slices someone's arm off. Why are you so mad? It's just a prank. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm going to say no to this. Because I don't need both counts and grandees hating me. Chiefs, why you do this to me? Why do my loyal subjects do this to me? You do this on the day of my child's 6-month and Easter. You know what? There was nothing there. There was nothing funny to be had from that. I tried. Well, everyone decided I needed to be fucked by 2 factions at the same time. The southern and eastern nobles watch in outrage as peasants occupy the estate and move into the manor house. Using the late Grandee Dorinda's money, the peasants set up a marketplace on our land. Turns out to be a huge success, with merchants flocking to the place in crowds. Yeah, this is, this could be an issue. Man. This could be a very big issue. Alright, so we got the auctions going. One person has the money. So stability is, library's probably just going to be built. There's like no reason to believe it wouldn't be. But if you want to be really, really, really awesome, you could build an aqueduct so the chiefs could have more wheat with which to make beer with. You guys like beer, right? I mean, fuck, I got so goddamn hammered the last time I was there. There's no way you guys don't like beer. We've got the cathedral, which will raise faith, which doesn't matter for anything. We've got authority. We got the monument, which will raise authority, which I'm pretty sure the counts want that pretty badly. We have the fortress, which will raise military. Oh, fantastic timing on that. And we have the observatory, which will lower faith, which does nothing. The cathedral and the observatory don't matter for shit. So let's get this shit started. We've got 950 on the library. We got 450 going on to the monument. Anyone else? Anyone else? We got anything else? Anybody wants to add to anything? Library, monument? Doesn't matter. Yeah. We got 20 seconds left. 20 seconds left. 950 to the library. 450 to the monument. 10 seconds remaining. What we got? We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and gone. With this, stability rises and authority rises. Which is not the best timing. Admitting. Well, they have a defiance of 7, I suppose. Let's go ahead and get the rebellion out of the way. Pull the bandage off. At long last, the Grandees have reached their boiling point. You are confronted in your throne room by Grandee Sir Cam 08, his eyes alight with righteous fury. The ninth god has judged you unworthy, pretender of the throne, and the Grandees of the south has listened. I have a lisp now. We will rise up and fight for Ernesto, the true king! I don't know why I decided to keep that. Authority and stability has gone down. This is a formal declaration of war! The next time we see each other, we'll be on the battlefield. Well, both of these are basically the, we're gonna go with the funny option. Come along now, traitors get the chop. What? You can't do this! I'm an envoy! See? See how the king's tyranny grows worse by the day! Does nobody see how awful this person is? Seriously, you're letting this get out of control! Stop it! Your watchmen waste no time. Grandee Sir Cam 08 is dragged out into the courtyard, and his head is struck from his shoulders. Didn't expect them to move so boldly, your majesty. What are our chances against the rebels? The Grandees are formidable, but not undefeatable. I hope they don't persuade any other regions to join the rebellion. That would be disastrous. God, I hope not. How did things get this bad? The leader of the rebellion is Grandee Dude in very small jorts. As reason for the uprising, they're citing a history of petty transgressions against the Grandees. What did I even do to them, though? What did I even do to them? I hired their guards, and I did everything to make them happy, and they still did this to me. May have fucked Faith a little too hard. May have gone too hard in the fuck the church path. Urge to murder. Rising! What if they stab you? I'm considering a stab-proof vest and mask. What do they call those again? Yes, Your Majesty. Hold on to that feeling. You'll need it. So this is it. Civil War. Armor. Thank you. That's right, Your Majesty. The kingdom is divided. There's going to be a lot of death and suffering before all this is over. I can't wait. I'll go dig out the trebuchets. Bit of a mood swing there. Sickness spreads? What's this about a sickness? Come on, get down with the sickness. Your greatness, a terrible sickness is spreading among my troops in the north. What kind of sickness? We've done a lot of digging, a lot of latrines, and a lot of graves. What can we do about it? If we let the disease run its course, we'll have lost a lot of soldiers we can't afford to lose, but I'm not sure how much we can do. Perhaps the council can see a way forward. Well, we sure as dick can't spend money! Okay, so seeing as how I'm depending on the chiefs and only the chiefs, I'm trusting you to not do the stupid thing. You need your soldiers. You dumb sack! You dumb sack of garbage! I swear to God, I'm going to fuck. We don't want you! You're Hesewi. Is that a Chinese word? By Morgada's cauldron, how could the council be so blind? We have to do something! Huh? Excuse me? Motherfucker! This is your fault! Her sussy. Can we ban that guy? But nothing is done. The sickness blazes through the northern troops like a forest fire. By the time it's done, the dead outnumber the living. Oh. Not liking that. I don't like that. Chat box is being weird. This kingdom is blackened by faithlessness and dishonor. The ninth god is weeping for what we have become. And whose fault is that? King Technature, the mad tyrant! Alas, you are right. We have no choice but to raise our banners, march on the capital, and install a better ruler. Someone like the noble Ernesto. But first, we must work out our opening move. Pray to the ninth. Let him help us decide. If we suspect that counts may join our cause, we can call them to war. They'll be more likely to join us if the king's authority is low. We could also call upon the church to condemn the king. Or finally, you could send off an assassin to nip this in the bud. Alright. We are apparently going to attempt assassination. Because they know they can't beat me in a fight. They can't face me head on. They have to be little vermin about it. Yeah. Just said yes! Thank you for meeting with me at such short notice. The sum you offered piqued my interest. You understand why the sum is so high, though? Yes. You need me to assassinate the king. It is no trouble. I am a child of the Viper. If you have the gold, and you want a man dead, he is dead. Get it done. I wish to tax the grandees as hard as possible. I feel like there is no good ending for this. God, I'm still so fucking poor. Apparently it only costs 250 more gold to assassinate the king than it does for someone to sing. Yep. Something's wrong. It's an afternoon like any other. You're sitting atop your throne listening to the petitions of the common folk. A merchant is droning on about the number of beggars in the capital's main square. Suddenly you spot a flash of movement out of the corner of your eye. A hooded man steps forward from the crowd, unsheathing a lethal-looking blade from his belt. The merchant's droning stutters to a halt. Guards! Guards! But your southern battle nuns are conspicuously not rescuing you. In fact, they've drawn their weapons and formed a line, preventing the watch from stepping in. You traitorous motherfuckers. The assassin steps towards you, completely unopposed, and hurls their dagger. As the assassin flings a blade, your life flashes before your eyes. You could really die here! You roll out of the way of the knife, but you're too slow. It sinks hilt deep into your shoulder. Yes, sir. You try to stand up, but your legs are weak. You collapse to one side, convulsing. You fall into a deep abyss. After that, you linger for several days. You fight the poison that courses through your system, but it's no use. Your blood is running with enough venom to kill 10 kings. You'll never wake up. You'll never know whether the rebels won their civil war, though they probably got everything they wanted thanks to your untimely death. All you know is, it's a horrible job being king. Won't wish it on your worst enemy. Well, maybe your worst enemy. Ernesto of the Grandees, for example. We'll find out soon enough. During a rebellion, King Technature was assassinated by the treacherous Grandees. As reward for staying loyal to the king, the top chiefs were beheaded. In public, the survivors swore loyalty to the new regime. In private, they swore vengeance. After losing the civil war, the counts retreated to within their borders and immediately began plotting against the usurper. The Grandees launched a rebellion that toppled the king and devastated the kingdom. In the aftermath, nobody could stop them from taking the throne, and Ernesto was crowned to half-hearted cheers from the traumatized common folk. Yeah, so I guess I guess voting against your best interests and letting your soldiers die didn't really matter in the end. This has gone for a surprisingly large amount of time, and I do have some other things that I want to do, but admittingly, like, an hour of that was us waiting to actually start the game. It was only about 3 hours because I got the call at 7:30 and it's 10:30 here. Yeah, 3 or 4 hours the game actually lasted. Yeah, I think I'm probably gonna call it a day for now. Before I do, though, I would like to ask if has everybody here... I played a video at the beginning of the stream. Has everybody here seen that video? Or, well, one person saw it. Is there anybody here who hasn't... who did see the video? Because I feel it is very important that I bring this information to everybody I can. The burger ad? No, that was a little further in. So I'd like to share this real quick. It's about baseball season. And we have learned with baseball season that we lost the war. We lost the war, my friends.
Let's go, Yoshi! Let's go! Yeah!
We lost the war. Anime has won. Once and for all.